let's talk about how many dimensions do we need for each part. The first thing you need to do is to choose a point where we're going to measure everything from. In this case, I'm going to choose this point here in the corner. Choose a corner, right? One of the extremes. First thing, we're going to measure for each direction. So width, height, and depth. So first I'm going to measure width. And this is our first width. Comes from this corner. We count every time that we find an edge, a corner that we need, that is in our part. So for example, the first one is from here to this corner here. So then we have 1. Then we have the second one that goes from this corner to the extreme corner. And I don't have any other one in the width. So width total, I have 2 dimensions. There you go. Now let's talk about the height. And the first height we have is from the corner to this first corner here. And there you go. I'm sorry. Let's talk about the depth. So the first one goes from this corner to one depth. This one here. I'm marking here so it's easier for you to see, okay? So from here all the way to the first part here, you have this corner and this corner that you need to mark. And then you have this bigger one that comes all the way from here all the way to the back, because you have another edge here in the back. So you have 1 and 2. So total for that, you have, 2 dimensions. Now we're going to talk about the height finally. And the first height would be this one here, this first cube. And here you go. Then you don't have anything in this height here, that would be 2 cubes. So then you go straight to the total overall height. So in the height, again, we have 2 dimensions needed. So then I added all of them, and total dimensions for this sketch, I have it 6 dimensions. Now in this other part here, I'm doing puzzle cubes, but in the end I'm going to show you in a regular part. So let's mark first the first corner, and I'm choosing this corner just because it's convenient for me. You can choose whatever corner you want. And the first one coming here in the width would be from this edge to this edge here. So our first width would be 1 here. Then we have it from here all the way here. So there goes 2. And then we have from here the third edge here on the width. So we need to mark 3. So in the width, we have here 3 widths. And I just want to highlight that this is not at all my best front view. I just took the picture as it was. Now let's talk about the depth. So we count from this corner here, going from this corner as if we're going with a line. We meet first this one here. So 1 depth. Then continue with our line, we meet another edge. 2 edges then, from here all the way to here. And then you continue, you hit the last edge, 3. So in the depth, we have 3 depths this time. Now we're going to talk about the height from here going up, and we only have 1 height. So only 1 height. So when you added how much you need, in this case, you need 7 dimensions to fully dimension this part. Now with the next one, again, I mark the corner. And now let's talk about the width. So when you come here, let's say you come with a straight line, well, you find this edge here. So that's the first one, 1. Then you continue from this edge and you hit the second, so 2. Then you continue and then you hit the third. So again, you need 3 dimensions for the width. Now we're going to talk about depth. And depth here, you only goes from here to the back corner. So we have it 1 depth, 1. Now we're going to talk about height. So you go from this corner and you go up, you hit a corner. So you have the first one. Then you continue going up and you're just going to hit the other corner up here. So that's how many heights you need. So it's two dimensions on the height total. What it gives a total of 6 dimensions for this part. Now this next one, again, let's mark the corner. And this corner here is not in the part, you see. To hit this one here, I go one up, and to hit here, I need to go one to the right and one to the front here, okay? So let's talk about the width first. So we need one first that comes from here to here, or from here to here. Is the same corners in the same, this and this are in the same direction. So then I continue looking, I'm gonna hit this corner here, so then I need 2 dimensions. And then I continue and I hit the final edge, 3 dimensions on my width. It gives me 3 dimensions. Now let's talk about depth. I start here and I hit the first corner here when I go 1. Then I go all the way to the other side and it goes 2. So for the depth, I need 2. I forgot to mark it, then I need 3 here. There you go. Now we're going to talk about the height. Counting from the baseline and going up, we hit an edge here or here. So that's our first one. And then, or here, yes. And then we continue up and it's just the top. So then we have one more here, giving me 2 dimensions for the height. So total we have it here, 7 dimensions. This last part is not a puzzle cube, but you treat the same way. So first thing, let's mark the edge. So let's talk about the width. The first width that it comes is from here to here. You see, this is the first edge, so that's my first width, 1. Then if we continue, I'm going to hit an edge in this direction. That would be my second edge because of those 2 edges here. And then if I continue, my third edge is the last one. There you go, 3 dimensions on the width. Now let's talk about depth. Because depth, you have those details here, but you also have the details here. So your first depth measurement going out from the corner would be this one here, 1. But if you continue in this direction, now you're going to hit this little corner that's hidden now, and we're going to have it 2. And I skip it here, 2. Now if I continue from this hidden corner here, I'm going to hit this third one, 3. And now I continue and I hit the last, oh, not yet. I'm going to hit here first. So that's my 4th edge. And now I hit the last one, 5. So for depth in this part, I had 5 dimensions. And now I need to do the heights. So from this base, I'm going to go up, up, up. I hit this edge first. So that's going to be 1. Then I continue up, 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 and I'm going to hit this feature here. So that's going to be 2. And then I go up all the way, and then I hit 3. So it's going to be 3 dimensions of height. So to fully dimension this sketch, I need 11 dimensions.